Welcome to Getting Started with TribalPPM. One of our Rego representatives will be contacting you to walk you through some setup processes, show you key features, as well as discuss any goals or needs that you may have. And of course, we'll answer any questions you have about using TribalPPM. Today, let's talk about navigation, creating projects, and project basics. When you first log in, you'll notice some icons on the left-hand side. These are modules. Click the double arrows to the right down below, and you'll expand the menu to see the icons and the names. In the middle is the module display area. We're first going to go to the projects module. We'll do that by going up to projects and give it a click. Here we'll have a list of all of the different projects. Let's show you how to create a new project by clicking on the new from template. Once we click on that, we'll get a pop-up window, and we've got a bunch of project templates that we can use. For this example, we're going to use the major project template and then click next in the bottom right-hand corner. This will give us an additional pop-up window. We'll be able to add in the project name, change the start and finish date, either by using the calendar icon or by clearing the field and typing in the date if you want to do it that way. You can also change the manager. I'll change this to myself by using the drop-down box and using the start field, but just by typing in a few letters of the last name. The little eye icon will let you know what this field is for. We'll skip this for now and click Create. After that process starts, we'll be brought to our own project page with the same name and dates that we had before. Information is broken up into different sections like Project Summary and Life Cycle. You can collapse or expand the different sections by using the Collapse or Expand button for the different sections. And again, each section has its own information. The project summary contains information about the name and start and finish date, as well as that objective field we had earlier. It's an open text field, so you can type in pretty much whatever you'd like. In Lifecycle, you'll see that the first G1 has a little icon next to it that lets you know that that information will be filled out by an automated process. The next section below is for stakeholders. This is for your manager, your project manager field, and your sponsors. Your project details does have some information in there about strategic themes and budgeting, and your settings has information about banner colors open for time entry, location, and also the general status of the project. Well, the next tab we'll be looking at is tasks. This is where the project schedule lives, and there are a few different ways to look at the schedule. The first one is the grid view, which is this one. We're going to switch over to the timeline view, which will show the parent-child relationships, as well as a Gantt view for the different tasks. Here, I'll move this bar over just a little bit to get a little bit more real estate, and I'll be able to click on the different task names to rename them. I can also use the date fields to change the start and the finish dates to make sure that it fits it appropriately. Now, this is part of the template, so these come in automatically. I could also use the drop-down box to show that this started, not started, or completed. Another great way to work if you don't like the task view is the board view, or if you're familiar with it, Kanban. These cards can be dragged over to the different columns, reorganized within the columns as well, deciding how you like to work. First, we'll just click hold, drag it over to the right-hand side, and now it'll change to green where it says started instead of the blue not started. You can do the same thing for an additional card as well. That'll change that to started, and then you can reorganize it just by dragging and dropping. The next tab is status reports. Status reports allows us to report on the different projects and can contain some information that is filled out automatically. Now here we have cost and effort as one of the statuses. Now the statuses to the right also have the same drop-down box of on track, needs help, and at risk. As you can see, we're going to fill this out, and the overall status to the right-hand side will be updated accordingly based on the weight. I'll change these back to green just so you can kind of see that one. High priority risk, open to-dos, and managers impacted are all listed there as well. The status narrative is an open text field, so you can use bullet points, lists, bold, underlined, whatever you need for that one. There's some additional fields down below that can get automatically populated by doing a few things, and I'll show you one of those fields in just a little bit. We'll use preview button to get a preview of the status report in PDF format. Within that preview window, you'll notice a download and print icon for you to be able to download or print the PDF as you see fit. Once we're completed, we can click on publish on the right-hand side, and then we'll get a success notification message up top. Next, let's take a look at risks. Risks are a great way to identify things that we need to take a look at or just keep an eye on. With the template, we do have a few different risks that are down below that you can see with inside of the Kanban board. We're able to click and drag those to different ones, but we can also get some additional information by using the details flyout on the right-hand side. In the details, we're able to modify the description, change the priority, low, medium, or high. We've got category type, which is set to funding. And we can also use the include in status reporting down at the bottom. This allows it to show up not only in the little widget, but also in the table within the status report. And we can close this by clicking on the X in the right corner. Click the new risk button to create a new risk. Give it a name, adjust the target resolution date and impact the date. You can also change the priority, probability, and impact right here as well. Once you're done, you'll go ahead and click create and it'll show up in the board down below. Now, same rule applies to this one. You can click, drag, and move the card to work in progress, resolved, or closed, any of the ones inside of the Kanban board as you see fit. And of course, you can get the details on the right-hand side to make any additional changes or add what you need. Thanks for watching Getting Started with TribalPPM. For more information, go to tribalppm.com or you can contact one of our Rego experts.